You've all heard it, that raw, earth-shaking shout. But AC/DC's Let There Be Rock is so much more than just a high-voltage anthem. It's really a 6-minute masterclass in how a song can literally build its own universe. And today, we're going to tear it down piece by piece and see exactly how they pulled it off. Right? You just hear those words and you can feel it, that slow, deliberate fuse being lit right before the big explosion. That's not a request, it's a command. It feels like a universe being born, and we're about to find out why that feeling is absolutely 100% by design. And that really gets us to the heart of this whole thing. Is this just another great rock song? Or did AC/DC, maybe without even realizing it, write a modern-day creation story for an entire genre of music? It's time to peel back the layers. Okay, so let's start with the most obvious layer, right? The language. The song goes out of its way to borrow the power and the structure of a sacred text, all to make itself sound bigger, more important. I mean, just look at this slide. Look at the sheer audacity here. AC/DC isn't just winking at the Bible, they're basically hijacking it. They're taking one of the most powerful phrases in Western culture and using it to say, yeah, rock and roll has that same kind of weight. It's a revelation. This isn't just a clever song title, it's a total power play. And what that does is it taps into this incredibly potent idea, the creation myth. See, a creation myth isn't just a story about how things began. It's a story that gives something its meaning, its reason for being, its authority. By framing the song this way, they're arguing that rock music didn't just happen. No, it was a foundational event. It was a big bang that created a whole new world. And that's the crucial move right there. The song's real job is to completely reposition rock music in our minds. It's not optional, it's not just for having a good time. The song presents rock as something essential, a force that had to be brought into the world. So, okay, the lyrics make this huge biblical claim. But you know what they say, talk is cheap. How does the song actually back it up? Well, the proof isn't just in what they're saying, it's in the sound itself. The music becomes the sermon. Think about it like this. The song doesn't need to tell you rock is powerful. It just is powerful. It proves its own point simply by existing. There's a term for this, a performative assertion. The proof is literally in the performance. You don't have to be convinced by the lyrics because the bone-rattling sound is doing all the arguing for them. And you can literally hear this argument being built piece by powerful piece. First, you get that steady, relentless groove. That's the solid ground under our feet. Then, bam, the iconic riff kicks in. It's this urgent, undeniable command. And finally, it all just explodes in Angus Young's solo, a moment of pure, over-the-top, transcendent chaos that proves the point beyond any doubt. But here's the thing, it's not just random noise. The incredible power of this song comes from its discipline. It's a perfect example of what some people call riff economy. Every single note is there for a reason. This isn't chaos. It's highly organized power, delivered for maximum impact. All right, so we've got the holy text, and we've got the sonic proof. But a myth isn't really complete until it's shared, right? The last piece of this puzzle is the performance, where the stage transforms into a kind of church, and the song itself becomes a ritual. And the band wasn't subtle about this at all. I mean, filming the music video in an actual church? Come on. On stage, they're not just musicians, they're like high priests leading a ceremony. And the audience, you're no longer just watching a show. You become part of this congregation, all united in this shared experience. You know that feeling, right? When you're at a concert and you know a certain part of a song is coming up and the entire crowd just braces for it together? That's the power of ritual. With Let There Be Rock, knowing what's coming next isn't boring. It's the whole source of its strength. That shared anticipation, knowing the riff is coming, knowing the solo is about to hit, it creates this massive collective release of energy. It's incredible. So let's recap. The song presents itself as a sacred text. It proves its own power with its sound, and it turns every performance into a ritual. When you stack all those layers together, you get something much bigger than just a song. You get a legacy. Because in the end, this song is more than music. It's the signature for the entire AC/DC brand. It perfectly boils down their core promise to you. Direct, unapologetic, reliable, high-voltage energy. It's the band's whole mission statement, crammed into 6 minutes of pure sonic force. Now, of course, you could look at all this and just dismiss it. Say it's just the band patting themselves on the back, or it's some kind of macho power fantasy, or just really clever marketing. And hey, you wouldn't be entirely wrong. But here's the cool part. Those critiques don't take away from the song's power. They actually help explain it. The song is so effective because it's a masterclass in how music can build a myth, forge an identity, and create a legendary brand. So there you have it, the recipe for a truly immortal rock and roll song. You start with one massive, simple idea. You back it up with a sound so powerful, it becomes its own proof. You turn the performance into a ritual everyone can share. And then you just watch as that song becomes a symbol for your entire brand. So why has Let There Be Rock stuck around for all these decades? Is it just because that riff is absolutely perfect? Or is it because the story it tells, this epic myth of creation, is just too powerful for us to ignore? Maybe the real secret to its immortality is that, in the end, the sound is the story.